My brother, what's going on, man?
Oh,
We finally
fi-
connected.
finally, yes.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Welcome to the Making Plays Convo. And
It's,
really, we're just going to be talking about all the incredible plays you've been making and how you made them. But I always like to ask, how are you and your people doing during this crazy year?
I'm doing pretty well, and my team is and my family is doing, I would say, fairly well as well. Um, just taking it day by day, really. How are you?
Man, I'm good, man. No complaints, staying out the way, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just just blessed, man. But yo, you've been making some incredible plays, these especially these past couple of years. That Get Used to Me EP was definitely dope. We're gonna talk about that. I mean, you had Will Smith, Steve Harvey, Julian Castro checking for that Who Are You? You know what I mean? So you getting out there, you're buzzing out there, brother. I see what you're doing. Obviously, we talked about 2020 being a crazy year, but what did you have planned prior to everything kind of shutting down?
To be honest, I'm not sure really what I had planned exactly. I
Mhm.
just knew that I knew that I was going to be releasing a project, um, but I did not expect the pandemic at all whatsoever. And I would say honestly, the pandemic definitely helped me.
Okay.
In terms of like the fact that I was trapped inside, it helped me come up with a lot of ideas that I would have never came up with, and a lot of ideas that I came up with during the pandemic helped my career a lot.
No doubt, no doubt. So you're using it to the best of your ability. You've adjusted well.
Got to make the light out of any situation.
That's
Yeah.
right, man. Wise words right there. You have a very interesting story. You started playing the guitar at an early age, right?
And I wasn't fond of it
You
because I
weren't
was.
fond of it. And that's why you went to comedy on social media.
It's not why I went to it, but
One of the reasons.
it wasn't something that I saw myself doing from the jump.
Okay, you had Vine lit for a little bit, and then you went back to music. So talk to me about that process. What was going through your mind, and why the transition? What brought you back to music, and why didn't you like the guitar?
All right, so I'm basic. I feel like at the age I was, I personally didn't like guitar, literally just because my parents put me into it, and it wasn't something that I like said I wanted to do. My parents, thankfully, put me into a lot of different things. Like I played golf, I played basketball,
Yeah.
um, and it just helped me become well rounded. I didn't see myself playing guitar at all, but I came back to guitar fairly recently as I started to do music. There's this one song, "Get the Bag" from the project.
I do
That
like Get the Bag.
that song made me pick the guitar back up. Like I plan to do like a legendary guitar solo live performance with that song.
Okay, okay, get your Jimi Hendrix on and whatnot, man. I see what you're doing over there. So you when you started taking music seriously, I saw somewhere that you studied music technology. Is that true?
Yes, that actually, um, that's what kind of got me started recording music in the first place. Um,
Okay.
and the first type of music that I made was more on the comedy side. I was actually doing parodies for a little
Yeah.
bit. And that's where I was like learning how to record myself and just how to, I guess, do some basic engineering. Um, so super, super thankful for that class, and my classmates really inspired me.
Okay. So talk about your creative process as far as when you started putting everything together, developing your sound and your flow. You had the music technology class. You did the guitar lessons. You know what I'm saying? You did the parodies and stuff. How did all that kind of mesh together into your style now?
I I feel like I can't pinpoint exactly how,
Okay.
but I'm a really, really strong believer that everything that has happened in my life has happened with a reason to lead up to this very day. And I'm just grateful for that, really.
Nah, no doubt, bro. What was your reaction when Who Are You took off, and you seen like Will Smith, Steve Harvey, and Julian Castro all checking for it, because that's not normally the crowd that like checks for the type of music that either you do and now listen to. They
Right.
check in, well, exception of Will Smith, but Steve Harvey and Julian Castro, and I was like, oh wow, he got them mentioning him. He's doing something right. What was your reaction?
I was definitely very shocked, especially for Will Smith. Will
Yeah.
Smith is super, 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 super dope to me, and I was actually like DMing. I was sending DMs out to Will Smith and like people that he follows just to
Mm-hmm.
try to see it. And 2 months later, after originally posting the video that drew his attention,
Yeah.
they already had seen the video and everything, but they just didn't tell me. They were waiting for the movie to come out to kind of make that shout out.
Wow. Wow. That's a big look, man. It don't get much bigger than that. I
It was.
mean,
I was upstairs in my room when it happened. My parents were downstairs watching the movie, and I booked it. Had them stop watching it. I don't think they finished watching the movie that night. Like we literally we were hyped.
amazing, bro. Let's talk about the project you put out. Get Used to Me. What made you select that title first and foremost? I like it.
Yes. Get used to me. So we were having a very, very, very hard time coming up with a title
Mm-hmm.
um, for the project, and that's mainly because of my versatility. There was no direction with the project. It was just kind of just songs that I've made at different times with different mindsets, and overall, I didn't know what to like call it in terms of like a creative title,
Right.
but
Right.
I thought more of like my life
Yeah.
and what my life has been like for the last few years, and there's kind of like a mentality that people have a very hard time transferring from like social media and going into like full on music.
Yeah.
Um, the ideology of the title is just get used to me in the music world because I'm making a transition and I plan to stay.
You're doing it very well, and you said something that I speak on a lot of times. It is very hard to make that transition from social media influencer to artist and music, but you're doing it very well, and you're doing it very seamless. So, you know, congrats to you on that. The songs that I really like off the project, you mentioned earlier, Get the Bag and Surreal. I really
Well,
like I really like Surreal. Surreal's like just a chill vibe to me. I saw somewhere you said that you're like very particular on the beats that you choose. So how do you go about choosing like the beats and the flows and the melodies that you want for your song?
so with Surreal specifically, I mean, well, I find beats all different ways. It
Okay.
just moment for me. And sometimes I can stumble upon a YouTube beat and I'm like, okay, I really like this beat
Hmm.
a lot and I need to buy this YouTube beat. But we usually veer away from YouTube beats because it can turn into legal issues sometimes. Um, yeah, so, um, I have a team of producers that I sit with and we create together,
Okay.
or or they just send in beats. Surreal specifically though, we sat and created it from scratch in the studio, and
Mm.
um,
Wow.
personally, my preference that's how I like to do it because
Yeah.
my creativity is like on peak when the song is like at its bare bones when the song is
Yeah.
just
Man, well, that explains a lot because it definitely came out through the song, and I kind of see a lot of people in the comments talking about that they love it surreal also. Now, I also heard you say that you wanted to get back to shooting videos in a few years. Why is that?
um I personally love being behind the camera.
Okay.
I should have mentioned that already.
Lost you there for a second. You back. You back. We good.
I was getting a call, sorry. um
It's all good.
Wait, what was the question again? Sorry.
No, we were talking about you liking to be behind the camera.
Yes. So being behind the camera is something I fell in love with back in high school, actually. Um,
Okay.
Shooting for the music technology program. While I wasn't doing music in that class, I was actually doing a lot of stuff behind the camera, and I just loved. I fell in love with it, and I went to school for being. I mean, I went to school for film for a year, and I honestly couldn't. I can't pinpoint what it is about cinematography. I think it's just a natural thing that cinematographers and photographers can agree on. Like it's just
Mm.
really appealing to just look through the lens of a camera and like be able to make things come to life in a different light.
So what do you want to shoot? Do you want to shoot music videos? Do you want to shoot like short films or everything?
Everything. I want to just experiment with everything.
I'm not mad at that. What does the rest of 2020 look like for you?
Rest of 2020. So I am working on new music.
Okay.
Took like the last month I wasn't too active on social media. I was just like kind of doing some Julian growing and personal and focusing on personal growth. So I'm very, very excited to work on some music soon. And there's also a music video for Get the Bag coming soon as well. So
Okay. Okay. Looking forward to that. You do so many great things and you're very talented. What's something that most people don't know about you or wouldn't expect from
hmm, that's a tough one.
you? I mean,
Um,
it could be anything. It could be like a weird food habit that you have or something like that or a hobby like, you know what I'm saying? It could be anything.
I like skateboarding. That's
Okay.
that deep, but I like skateboarding. Um, I became vegetarian recently. I'm gonna just
Oh,
give you
wow.
a couple of like small stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is stuff that people need to know though.
Fun fact, a lot of people don't know this, but I recently um cut out meat completely from my diet.
Wow, God bless you, bro.
And I'm also trying to drink a kombucha a day. So,
Okay.
I'm just focusing on my health a lot lately.
Good for
And
you. Nah, that's good, man. More people need to do that, especially during these times with all
strength.
that stuff out there, for real. I'm gonna wrap it up on this question right here. Obviously, 2020 has been a roller coaster of a year, but like you said, it's been a year of self-reflection and a time to kind of self-evaluate. Is there anything that you kind of learned about yourself or just life in general during this time where we kind of had to sit still?
Definitely spending time alone. I've done a lot of research and just learned a lot from myself and through my experiences. I can definitely say one major thing. I actually gave this piece of advice today. Um, be in the moment. Be in the moment, and what I mean by that is don't stress about things that don't currently exist in the present moment. If you're stressing about something in the future, know that you can change the way that the future is going to occur. So overall, live in the moment.
Live in the moment. Great advice right there, my brother. I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me. I enjoyed this conversation. Much success to you. Let's stay connected. Keep me up to date on all the music and all the moves that you make for the rest of the year and moving forward. All right.
Thank you for having me.
No doubt, my brother. Be safe out there.